Good morning and welcome to this exciting edition of Human Condition MD. I'm your host, as always, Dr. Mandira Mehra, here to discuss exciting health topics, medical topics, and to answer some of your very important questions. So thanks again for tuning in. And a quick reminder, if you haven't listened to us yet, don't forget to check out the podcast. It's every week on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, pretty much everywhere you get your podcast, we're there. If we're not, let me know. And if you miss us there, don't forget humanconditionmd.com. That's humanconditionmd.com. You'll learn more about this show, more about our previous shows, and we can always answer your questions. So feel free to drop me an email and ask some important questions. Chances are we'll get to them on the show. So without further ado, this week's topic is 5 easy steps you can take to transform your health. Now, one of the most popular questions I get all the time is, Dr. Mehra, what can I do? I see things like beauty creams and perfumes and oils and expensive medications and workouts, gym memberships. Is any of it going to work? Will some of it work? Should I change my whole life? How can I make a difference? And just give me an easy recipe. So I'm here today to tell you 5 easy steps that you can either transform your life or continue to lead that happy, healthy life and still stay safe. Now, on to number 1. You may have guessed it, is exercise. Now, I know this has been an unusual year with international pandemics, with all sorts of, social, political unrest. Maybe you haven't had time to go to the gym. Maybe your gym has been closed. Maybe just your life has been disrupted. But let's be honest, between you and me, we know there is no excuse to not being able to get some kind of workout in, even if it's at home. We're talking about sit-ups, push-ups, taking the stairs, maybe not the elevator at work, or even taking a jog around the block or a nice walk with friends, family, your puppy, whatever works. Now, why do I say this? You may be saying, Dr. Mehra, why do you bring up exercise almost every show? And the reason is, it's not only good for your body, but it's also incredible for your mind. Let me give you an example. If you are out and about and you're getting vitamin D and you're getting some exercise and you have your heart pumping, number 1, that's great for cardiovascular health. Cardiovascular health is a fancy word for our heart health. Now remember, heart health is not just important for heart attacks or strokes, but it's also important for things like obesity, hypertension, hyperlipidemia, diabetes, and can also ward off some certain types of cancers. So all around, you don't need a pill here. I know I get a lot of questions. Should I take this pill, that supplement? And we'll get to that. But first of all, exercise. If you can, exercise. And when in doubt, check with your doctor. Make sure you don't have certain limitations. Your heart rate shouldn't get above certain levels. Most of us, if you're happy, healthy, and without health restrictions, you should be able to exercise. No excuses, doctor's orders. All right, number 2. That is eat more fruits and vegetables. Now I know a lot of us are into the shakes and the protein mixes and all these amazing supplements that we may get at the store over the counter or maybe online these days. And I'm not here to discuss those. We will have to save that for a future discussion. But what I am here to tell you is there's no substitute really for healthy, fresh fruits and veggies. Now remember, what we eat is kind of what we become. So even though we all enjoy the fast food, the occasional cheeseburger, or whatever your fast food weakness is, don't forget, adding the fruits and veggies will not only make you feel better and not only make you possibly look better, but most importantly, gives us those healthy nutrients, maybe those healthy supplements and elements and antioxidants that the body and the mind really crave. So this is an easy way to transform your life. And it doesn't have to be an expensive fad diet. It doesn't have to be something you do overnight that transforms your life. Just start very simple. Take 1 meal a day where maybe you eat potato chips or you snack on something that's not so healthy. Just take that 1 meal or that 1 snack of the day and hear my voice and say, you know what? I'm going to supplement this or substitute this for carrots and hummus or celery and peanut butter, or just an apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? Apples, bananas, berries, mangoes, there's so many great fruits, and we're very lucky that they're mostly readily available in this area. So the answer to number 2 is eat fruits and veggies, and if you're not eating enough, incorporate them more into your diet. It's an easy way to transform your life. Shh. Oh, hey, number 3, get more sleep. You hear me talk about this all the time, and the reason is sleep is so important, and a lot of us either can't get enough or we underestimate how important it really is. Let me break this down for you. Why is sleep important? Sleep affects not only our mental state and how much we can problem solve and think and how much we're able to function on a daily basis, but it also affects our physical health. So we're talking about studies that have repeatedly shown, large reputable studies that have shown lack of sleep can increase your chances of diabetes, heart attack, stroke, other kinds of risk factors like that. And aren't we all trying to combat or prevent those? So one of the best things you can do is get a good night's sleep. Now for everybody, depending on how old you are, that can be different. Children usually require more sleep. Sometimes the very elderly require even more sleep. But on average, an adult, somewhere around 8 hours is a great place to strive for. If you're getting at least 7, you're still doing okay. Now, if you start getting into that 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night, that's not ideal. Now, I know a lot of people come into my office and they say, yeah, but I usually can get a nap in for an hour or 20 minutes in the afternoon. That's okay, and naps are not terrible, but it's that really uninterrupted sleep that, again, is as close to maybe 8 hours, 7 hours as you can get. When you reach that goal sleep, you're optimizing your health. You're optimizing how fast your mind is able to work, how it can problem solve. You're also optimizing things like mood. You're minimizing things like cortisol and those stress hormones. Now, a lot of us talk about obesity and weight loss. When we sleep less, or if we are sleep deprived, there are certain hormones in the body, including something called ghrelin, that actually revs up and makes us hungrier. So that's right. If you've ever had lack of sleep for a night, or you're sleep deprived, or you worked really hard, partied hard, your kid was awake, whatever was happening, you may have noticed, why am I so hungry the next day or the following days? And it's not in your mind. Literally, your body is making you hungrier. There are hormones that are stimulated. So by getting a good night's sleep, you also are combating some of those biochemical processes that make you hungry. And the studies show when we lack sleep, we eat more and we tend to eat more unhealthy. We go for more carbohydrates, more sugary type drinks, and we're not making those healthier choices because at the end of the day, that's not where our mind is. We're just trying to eat. We all remember what mom used to say, right? Before a big test, beta or son, get a good night's sleep. Now remember, mom is doctor number 1. So always listen to mom and listen to Dr. Mehra. Getting a good night's sleep is the number 3 way that you can transform your body. Thanks for tuning in, and we're on quite a roll here. We've gotten through 1, 2, and 3. Now number 4 may seem so intuitive, but it's wash your hands. Wash your hands. You've heard every doctor, scientist, researcher, your mother, your father probably say, have you washed your hands enough? And now with COVID-19, with flu season, with just germs in general and bacteria and viruses, the best thing you can do preventatively, it's better than any medication you can take, is washing your hands, hot water, warm water, soap, water, at least 20 seconds. Don't forget the thumbs, the crevices, the backs of the hands, and really lather up well and wash. Voila. Now, if soap and water is not available, alcohol-based hand sanitizer is second best. Please don't try to make your own. Store-bought and usually from a reputable company, making sure there's no methanol. Hand-based, alcohol-based sanitizer with at least 60 or 70% alcohol should do the trick as well. All right, on to number 5, and I'm sure, drum roll, you've all been anticipating, what could number 5 be? How could I transform my life with just resources that I have? Isn't that what I promised you at the beginning of this episode? And you are right. Number 5, drink more water. Oh, there it is, drink more water. I'm saying it again. Why am I saying that? And the reason is, so many of us love the sugary drinks. We crave the Coke, the Sprite, the Mountain Dew, our favorite slushie, Starbucks, whatever your vice is. We all have those weaknesses, and there's a reason those sales do so well. They taste great. But let's be honest, you're not doing your heart any favors, your mind any favors, and ultimately obesity, diabetes, stroke risk, heart attack risk, all these things, the risk increases as we drink some of these sugary sodas and juices. So one thing you can do is substitute, not all of them necessarily, but substitute some of those choices for just a fresh glass of water. Let's not forget, a large part of the human body is actually composed or made up of water. Our cells, our mind, our bones, everything is cushioned, and we need that water. That's the best type of hydration. Now, for most of us in the world, we're lucky you can probably turn on the faucet and it's readily available and free. So hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. That is number 5. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, don't forget to tune in to Human Condition MD right here on Fox 5 Plus, right here on GTV, Global Television Network. The website there, thisisgtv.com. And don't forget, humanconditionmd.com. You've heard me say it, I'll say it again, humanconditionmd.com, and Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, anywhere you get your podcasts. Tune in weekly. Send us a question, a comment, any of your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. Ultimately, this is Dr. Mandira Mehra signing off, wishing you, as always, happiness and health. Thank you for joining us.